Have you ever sensed a hidden power within you, waiting to be unleashed for a life of deeper meaning and purpose? Inner transformation and growth, asterisk, asterisk. For us, as individuals grounded in faith, the concept of transformation is central to our journey. We are called to a continuous process of becoming, of shedding the old and embracing the new, reflecting the very essence of spiritual growth. This isn't merely about outward changes, but a deep, internal reshaping that touches the core of who we are. Understanding and engaging with our unconscious mind offers a powerful pathway to facilitate this profound inner transformation. Think about the struggles we face, the recurring temptations, the ingrained anxieties, the persistent negative self-talk that whispers doubts and limitations. Often, these challenges stem from deeply rooted experiences and beliefs residing in the unseen depths of our minds. These unconscious patterns can act like unseen currents, subtly steering our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, sometimes in directions that conflict with our conscious desires and our spiritual aspirations. We might consciously strive for patience, yet find ourselves reacting in anger. We might desire to trust fully, yet be plagued by underlying fears and insecurities. These internal conflicts often point to a disconnect between our conscious intentions and the deeply ingrained programming of our unconscious mind. The journey of faith is a journey of healing and wholeness. Just as the body can harbor unseen wounds that affect its overall health, so too can our minds carry the scars of past hurts, unresolved conflicts, and negative experiences. These can manifest as emotional triggers, limiting beliefs about ourselves and our capabilities, and patterns of relating to others that are not rooted in love and compassion. Our unconscious mind acts as a repository for these experiences, and while some memories fade from conscious awareness, their emotional imprint can remain, influencing our present-day responses and shaping our perceptions of ourselves and the world around us. Engaging with our unconscious through practices of introspection and self-awareness allows us to gently bring these hidden wounds to the surface, where they can be acknowledged, processed, and ultimately healed. This process of inner healing is crucial for spiritual growth, as it frees us from the burdens of the past and allows us to move forward with greater emotional and spiritual resilience. Furthermore, the development of positive character traits, virtues that reflect the divine image within us, is a cornerstone of our spiritual walk. Qualities like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control are not simply intellectual concepts. They are deeply ingrained ways of being that permeate our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Cultivating these virtues requires more than just conscious effort. It involves nurturing the seeds of these qualities within the fertile ground of our unconscious mind. By consciously focusing on these virtues, by visualizing them in our lives, and by repeatedly choosing actions aligned with them, we begin to reprogram our unconscious patterns. This process, like consistently watering a plant, allows these positive traits to take root and flourish, gradually becoming more automatic and integral to our character. Consider the power of prayer and meditation. These spiritual disciplines, often encouraged in our faith traditions, are powerful tools for engaging with our unconscious mind. In moments of quiet reflection and prayer, we create space for the deeper aspects of ourselves to surface. We become more attuned to the subtle whispers of our intuition, the quiet stirrings of our conscience, and the underlying emotions that may be driving our behavior. These practices can help us identify the unconscious beliefs and patterns that are hindering our spiritual growth and provide an opportunity to invite divine guidance and healing into these areas of our lives. The journey of inner transformation is not a quick fix, but a lifelong process of growth and refinement. It requires honesty, vulnerability, and a willingness to look beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. By acknowledging the power of our unconscious mind and learning to work with it, rather than against it, we unlock a profound potential for personal and spiritual growth. This deeper understanding allows us to address the root causes of our struggles, heal from past wounds, and cultivate the positive character traits that reflect the love and light we are called to embody. It is in this inner work, this exploration of the unseen landscape within, that we truly begin to experience the fullness of the transformation that faith promises. This journey empowers us to live more authentically, to love more deeply, and to walk more closely in the path of spiritual maturity. Let's now explore the second keynote, intuition and discernment. For those of us walking a path of faith, the ability to discern truth from falsehood, to make wise choices aligned with our values, and to sense the subtle guidance in our lives is paramount. This isn't solely a matter of intellectual reasoning or logical deduction. Often, it involves a deeper knowing, an inner conviction that transcends mere conscious thought. This is where the power of our unconscious mind, acting as a wellspring of intuition, plays a vital role in the process of discernment. Think about moments in your life when you felt a strong inclination towards a particular decision, even if the logical reasons weren't immediately apparent. Perhaps it was a prompting to reach out to someone in need, a feeling of unease about a certain opportunity, or a sudden clarity about a challenging situation. These intuitive nudges often arise from the vast reservoir of information and experiences stored within our unconscious mind. It processes data far beyond the capacity of our conscious awareness, picking up on subtle cues, patterns, and connections that our conscious mind might miss. This accumulated wisdom can then surface as a feeling, an insight, or a strong sense of knowing, guiding us in ways that logic alone cannot. In our spiritual journey, the ability to discern the voice of truth is crucial. We are often faced with competing ideas, conflicting advice, and the noise of a world that can easily distract us from our core beliefs. Cultivating our intuition, that inner compass, can help us navigate these complexities and discern the path that resonates with our deepest values and our understanding of what is right and good. This isn't to say that we should abandon reason or critical thinking, but rather to recognize that intuition provides another valuable source of information, a deeper level of understanding that complements our conscious analysis. Consider the lives of those who have walked faithfully before us. Often, their stories speak of moments where they acted on an inner conviction, a sense of divine prompting that defied conventional wisdom. These acts of faith, guided by what we might call intuition, often led to significant outcomes and demonstrated a profound trust in something beyond their immediate understanding. This resonates with the concept of spiritual discernment, the ability to distinguish between what aligns with divine principles and what is not. Our unconscious mind, attuned through prayer, reflection, and a life lived in accordance with our faith, can become a powerful instrument in this process. However, it's important to distinguish between genuine intuition and mere emotional impulses or wishful thinking. True intuitive insights often carry a sense of peace, clarity, and an alignment with our deepest values. They're not typically driven by fear, anxiety, or selfish desires. Cultivating discernment involves learning to recognize the subtle nuances of these inner promptings, to differentiate between the voice of wisdom and the noise of our own ego or unresolved emotions. This requires self-awareness, a willingness to examine our motivations, and a commitment to seeking truth above all else. Practices that quiet the conscious mind, such as contemplative prayer, meditation on scripture, or spending time in nature, can help us become more attuned to our intuition. In these moments of stillness, the constant chatter of our conscious thoughts subsides, allowing the more subtle signals from our unconscious to emerge. By paying attention to these inner stirrings, by reflecting on our feelings and insights, and by testing them against the principles of our faith, we can gradually develop a stronger sense of intuition and improve our ability to discern truth. Ultimately, cultivating intuition as a tool for discernment is about developing a deeper connection with the wisdom that resides within us, a wisdom shaped by our experiences, our values, and our spiritual understanding. It's about learning to trust that inner knowing, not blindly, but with discernment and a commitment to seeking guidance from sources of truth. As we become more attuned to the subtle language of our unconscious mind, we empower ourselves to make choices that are aligned with our highest good and the principles of our faith, navigating life's journey with greater clarity, confidence, and a deeper sense of divine guidance. This inner wisdom serves as a compass, helping us to stay true to our path and to discern the way forward, even when the external world presents confusion and uncertainty. Let's now focus on the third keynote: overcoming limiting beliefs and habits. As individuals striving for spiritual growth and a life aligned with our faith, we often encounter persistent patterns of thought and behavior that seem to hold us back. These can manifest as feelings of inadequacy, ingrained fears, negative self-talk, or recurring habits that we consciously desire to change but find ourselves repeatedly falling into. These limitations often stem from deeply ingrained beliefs and patterns residing within our unconscious mind, formed through past experiences, societal influences, and even misinterpretations of our faith or our worth. Think about the times you felt held back by a belief that you're not good enough, not capable enough, or not worthy of blessings. These limiting beliefs, often operating beneath the surface of conscious awareness, can sabotage our efforts, prevent us from pursuing our God-given potential, and hinder our spiritual development. They can whisper doubts and fears, leading us to shy away from opportunities, settle for less than we can, and even distort our perception of ourselves and our relationships. These beliefs, though often understood, can feel like deeply ingrained truths because they've been repeatedly reinforced by our unconscious mind. Similarly, consider the habits that we struggle with despite our sincere desire. These can be patterns of procrastination, unhealthy daily practices, or even subtle ways of coping with These habits, often ingrained in our unconscious, our brains learn to associate certain triggers with these behaviors, creating neural pathways that make it easier to fall back into patterns, even when our conscious mind is detrimental to our well-being and our spiritual growth. The journey of faith calls us to freedom. Freedom from sin, freedom from the bondage of negative patterns, and freedom to live fully in the light of truth and grace. Overcoming these limiting beliefs and habits is an essential part of this journey. It requires a conscious effort to bring these unconscious patterns into the light of awareness. This involves honest self-reflection, a willingness to identify the negative beliefs that we hold about ourselves and the world, and to recognize the triggers and underlying needs that fuel our unwanted habits. One powerful tool in this process is the practice of renewing our minds, a concept often emphasized in our faith traditions. This involves intentionally replacing negative and limiting thoughts with positive, truthful affirmations that align with our faith and our inherent worth. By consciously choosing to focus on messages of hope, love, forgiveness, and our identity as beloved children, we begin to reprogram our unconscious mind. This process, like consistently planting new seeds in fertile ground, gradually weakens the old, negative patterns and strengthens new, life-affirming ones. Another important aspect is cultivating self-compassion. Often, we become frustrated and discouraged by our struggles with limiting beliefs and habits, which can further reinforce negative self-perceptions. Embracing a posture of gentleness and understanding towards ourselves, recognizing that change takes time and effort, can create a more supportive inner environment for transformation. Just as we extend grace to others, we must also extend grace to ourselves in this process of inner work. Furthermore, seeking support from our faith community can be invaluable. Sharing our struggles with trusted brothers and sisters, seeking guidance from spiritual leaders, and participating in practices like prayer and communal worship can provide encouragement, accountability, and a sense of shared journey. Knowing that we are not alone in our struggles and receiving the support of others can strengthen our resolve and provide us with new perspectives and strategies for overcoming these limitations. Ultimately, overcoming limiting beliefs and habits is about reclaiming the power of our minds and aligning them with the truth and love that are central to our faith. It's about dismantling the internal barriers that prevent us from experiencing the fullness of life and the depth of our spiritual connection. By consciously engaging with our unconscious mind, by challenging negative beliefs, by cultivating positive thought patterns, and by seeking support and grace, we can break free from the constraints that hold us back and step into the freedom and potential that is ours. This process empowers us to live more authentically, to serve more effectively, and to reflect more fully the divine image within us. It is a journey of liberation, leading us towards greater wholeness and a deeper experience of the abundant life promised to us. Let's now turn our attention to the fourth keynote, living with greater purpose and potential. For